So I'm supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be working on a whole bunch of different video things, but here I am on the PTR, uh, wanting to talk about some profession changes. And, because I've been wanting to know about stuff, the devs were kind of coy about it. And so we're going to get into it. Like the video, subscribe. You know the drill. Let's take a look at my shield, my sad item level 408. My sad 408 shield. And let's try to recraft it. We're going to learn some new stuff that is happening in this patch. So if we go to the Primal Infusion, you see that we have options. Now, what's in there right now is a regular Primal Infusion. There is the concentrated one, which adds the plus 50 to difficulty, up from 30. And now we have new stuff. We have this Enchanted Worms Shadow Flame crest, which sets the item level based on crafting quality to something higher, 424 to 437 based on how well I do. And there's another one, another 50 recipe difficulty that'll take this all the way up to item level 447. Now notice that the recipe difficulty hasn't changed. It's 30 to 50 from season 1. It's 30 to 50 in season 2. So from the looks of it, there are going to be no additional skill levels that are needed. There's no, we need to get more inspiration. We need to get better tools, things like that. That doesn't seem to be a thing. If you are a master of your craft, you are good. If you are trying to catch up, there's still room for you to catch up because, well, we can't really go that much further anyway. So that's very cool. We still have the secondary stats here. We still have the embellishments. I didn't catch anything new here. But then there's this. There is the kind of spark that we can choose. We can choose the regular Spark of Ingenuity, as you can see right here, or we can choose this Spark of Shadow Flame. This is how we're going to upgrade our gear. And notice that this is a recraft that I'm looking at. So what we're going to be able to do is take our old crafted gear and keep it. We never, potentially we never need to replace some of this gear, and it will grow with us until the end of this expansion, and then, something else is going to happen. But this is fantastic. This really takes me back to Warlords of Draenor, when we were able to slowly upgrade gear over the course of an expansion. And in this case, we're going to get, this is still kind of a mess. We're going to see how things clean up because it doesn't quite make sense if I leave this original spark here. I should not be able to select these two things as an option. It should have like, hey, you must choose the Spark of Shadow Flame in order to upgrade to like the next thing. That would make total sense. And then from there, everything else is the same. Make sure that you're using your good finishing reagents if you care about it. That's it. And I think that's really awesome. So let's take a look at some other things, maybe some new things that are coming out. I mean, like really quick, I'll take a look at some of the embellished gear. They still count as embellishments, but you can see here we have like these different, we have the different infusions. We choose the kinds of sparks that we want to use if we're just making something new, and the difficulties, they don't really change. So really cool stuff. I'm really glad that they're making it so that crafters who are coming in kind of late to the game aren't feeling like, we're totally screwed. But in the meantime, people who are like masters of their craft, we can continue to become masters and know everything. So let's look at some stuff that we don't know yet. There seems to be a new set of PvP gear. This one is called Obsidian. I doubt that I'll be able to see transmog for it. Probably not. Let's not worry about that right now. So there's going to be new. It's going to be new stuff. That one I just didn't know. There's going to be a Hellsteel belt buckle. I'm going to presume that's a reagent for something new that's going to come. What would be really cool is if this was going to be used as a way to add a socket. I don't know. If I go to, it's called a belt buckle. So if I go to like a molten belt. Nope, I don't have that. See, oh wait, molten. Where is it? Great belts. There we go. So can I get a special embellishment and add a, oh, there is something here. Precognition embellishment grants the precognition effect in PvP situations, and it makes it an embellishment. So that's kind of new. Don't know what that is. And then there's a not caster PvP embellishment. Grants the totally not precognition effect. That's awesome. Great. Thank you so much. But nothing about a belt that I'm seeing here. Oh well, not a big deal. That I never learned. And then there were some like kind of new things here. For example, this heat resistance rescue ring. No idea what that does. Probably a reagent for something else. There is this that is from an earlier patch. Here we go. A shield, of course. A Hellsteel Impact Buckler. This is embellished gear. And what it does is, taking damage has a chance to store stacks of Hellsteel Immolation. After receiving 5 stacks, your next ability will release the stored energy, dealing damage to all enemies in a radius. This effect repeats for each stack of Hellsteel Immolation, which obviously means 5 because that's how that works. Pretty simple to understand. Very cool. I hope it does ridiculous damage, but it probably won't. That's usually not what it does. And I think there was one other thing. Here we go. A Hellsteel Bunker Buster. Strike your target with an erupting slam, dealing damage. And it's an on use. Curiously enough, it is not embellished, but I have a feeling that it is. Considering the requirements here, it's not very high. You know, you could just, you probably need like 2 sparks. So there's like the old one, and then, just have whatever here, and yeah. And the recipe difficulty, as you can see, it's not like this elevated recipe difficulty, at least not yet. There's still a long way to go. We're just taking a look at this for the first time, and we can't be exactly sure what's going to happen. Let's take a quick look at engineering really quick to see if there is anything new. Here we go. Shadow Flame rockets. Ooh. Hop onto a ramshackle plank of wood with a Shadow Flame fueled rocket attachment haphazardly taped on. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. Great. What the heck is gonna happen there? Okay, so Arclight, that's all these things I think are kind of familiar. Polarity Bomb, that seems kind of new, but I'm not entirely sure. Quackomancy Cannon, that seems new. Bonk a friend or foe with your squeakiest rubber duck. 10-minute cooldown. This is from an earlier patch. That is not new stuff. Yeah, so no new specializations that I've seen so far. Nothing new in terms of, anything new that we can learn from specializations. And of course, this is really early, so I haven't seen anything about how to get, anything that comes close to a form of catch-up for professions. Like, hey, can we get a bunch of knowledge points? I do feel strongly like I'd say having cheaper materials is a really good catch-up. Having things to focus on here will definitely steer people who are interested in professions that don't want to keep track of what's going on in the PTR, so they could start planning stuff now. Like, if you're not spec'ing shields, maybe you want to get into shields. That could be a thing. Or if you want to get into the two-hander, or whatever with any of these professions. So I'm going to try to take a look, and over the next weeks or so, I'm going to be taking a much deeper dive into these, seeing how these work, seeing if there are any changes. But so far, really good impressions on how upgrades are going to work for gear, and how gear is going to be able to last, apparently, through the entire expansion. So let me hear your thoughts, see what you folks think. Like the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.